Hi, so I'm learning Italian at the moment, or I'm practicing Italian, and there's a bit of grammar which I'm a bit confused with. If you've ever tried to use ChatGPT or AI to learn a different language, in this video I'm going to cover what I do. So I have to the right of me my screen, and I've typed into ChatGPT on my desktop. I've asked it, give me a list of the most common 30 Italian verbs and conjugations for past tense and present tense. Basically, I'm trying to practice getting my past tense right. And I've got a list here, and I've actually written them down. So I've seen a list on ChatGPT, and I've written them down here, if you can see them. But basically, the idea is, yeah, I've got really bad handwriting. And there's ho vissuto, like past tense, or there's vivevo. So what I'm going to do now is use ChatGPT on my phone, and I can see it on my screen, and I'm going to ask it how to, well, I'm going to ask it to explain in more detail the differences in grammar between if I lived in Spain 3 months ago versus I used to live here. So I'm going to ask it the difference between vivere in terms of ho vissuto versus vivevo. So let's try it. By the way, I've created a free email course that takes 1 minute to read every single day, and you get 30 days of value of actionable advice and tips to help you reach your language goals in less time with less effort in a more enjoyable way. There's a link below to check it out. Hi, so I'm learning Italian at the moment, or I'm practicing Italian, and there's a bit of grammar which I'm a bit confused with. So there's the English word which is to live, and in Italian it's vivere, which is the infinitive verb. However, there's different ways of saying the past tense. There's ho vissuto and there's vivero. So which one do I use and in what situation? If, for example, I used to live somewhere for 3 months many years ago, but it's got a definitive start and end time, how would I say that?
Great question. In Italian, when you talk about something you used to do with a clear start and end time, you generally use the passato prossimo, which is like saying, I have lived. So you'd say, ho vissuto lì per 3 mesi. If you were talking about a more habitual action in the past, you'd use the imperfetto. But in this case, ho vissuto is the way to go.
So if there's a bit of a grey area between if I lived there for 2 days versus I can't remember when I arrived there versus now, how would that work? Like if I used to live in Mexico, but I can't remember when I arrived and when I finished, which one would I use for that one?
In that kind of situation where the time frame is a bit fuzzy, you typically use the imperfetto. So you'd say something like vivevo in Mexico to convey that you used to live in Mexico at some point in the past, but you're not pinpointing exact dates.
I have to say, the accent on it is really good. So I'm talking now. Can you act as my Italian teacher and put on an Italian accent from, say, Rome?
Grazie mille. Certo, posso parlare con un accento romano e aiutarti con l'italiano. Dimmi pure cosa vuoi sapere e ti aiuterò con piacere.
Perfetto, voglio parlare un po' di viaggiare e nel futuro voglio visitare Imperia. Sì, puoi parlare un po' di questo.
Certo, Imperia è una bellissima città in Liguria con un clima meraviglioso e delle spiagge stupende. Ci sono anche molti ristorantini dove puoi mangiare il pesce fresco. Sono sicura che ti piacerà tantissimo.
Ah, grazie. Allora, nell'estate era è perfetto in termos de... There we go, a bit of Spanish. A volte io dico una parola spagnolo. È una cosa malo per me, ma non fa niente. Che consiglio hai per me quando sto praticando italiano, ma a volte io dico una parola italiana, spagnolo?
Capisco benissimo, succede spesso quando si imparano più lingue. Un consiglio è di concentrarti su frasi semplici in italiano e se ti scappa una parola in spagnolo non ti preoccupare, correggila con calma. Pian piano il tuo cervello si abituerà e vedrai che migliorerai sempre di più.
Cool. But yeah, basically, the point is that you can use ChatGPT as a teacher. However, if I ask it how it's doing or have a conversation with it, I know that it's lying. So in terms of the actual Italian and Spanish, the Italian accent was like spot on. So it's really good. So I need to, after this video, work out if I should include subtitles or if YouTube hopefully does it automatically for me. But that's it for today. See you later.